All right, good evening, everyone. So I'm Will's Weather. I'm filling in for Liam today while he's at work. Hopefully everything will go smoothly today, but today I am talking about the latest information on Hurricane Elsa. So I put my link in the description. You can go follow me on Facebook. You can go subscribe to my YouTube and follow my Twitter if you would like to. So hopefully everything will go smoothly today. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the chat. I will look at them and I will answer them throughout the video, and I can also switch to my desk if you would like to see something else. So let's get started right with it. So here is our latest forecast track. I'll also show this one more time, but here is our current system right here. So here's our current system right here. 5 p.m. update is Hurricane Elsa, 85-mile-per-hour winds with gusts up to about 90 miles per hour. So let's take a look at our hurricane names for this season. So we've already went through Anna, Bill, Claudette, Danny, and now Elsa. So next up on our list is going to be Fred, Grace, Henry, and Ida. So let's take a current look at Elsa. So right now it doesn't have that eye that we look for in most hurricanes, but it does have that center of low pressure that it is circulating around. So here's a rain band and some more rain bands just up top. And then right here, here's that center of circulation right in the middle. So it's moving. So let's take a current look at our information. So the current location is about 14.2 north, 63.7 west. That's our latitude and longitude. Maximum sustained winds is 85 miles per hour, like I mentioned before. And our movement is west at about 30 miles per hour. So let's take a current look at it right here. So it's pushing west right here. Like I said, those rain bands are starting to build on the outside, heading right through the Lesser Antilles right now, and it's tracking right towards the parts of the Greater Antilles about Hispaniola. So I have to watch that. So let's take a current look at the advisory. So right now, here's our hurricane right here. We got some tropical storm warnings and some tropical storm watches on the out parts of it, just because it's not seeing that tropical storm force winds, but it does have that possibility. So that's why that tropical storm watch is issued for parts of it. And then we have hurricane warnings right through here, and then tropical storm warnings in the Greater Antilles. And as we move towards Cuba, we have those hurricane watches because we are expecting those conditions in about 48 hours. So here's our model intensity forecast. So once again, this is just a collage of all the models and how it says that these storms are going to intensify. So just a bunch of different models. So right now we are in category 1 strength. Most of these models say it will trend downwards as it pushes through the islands, but some of them actually take it up into category 3 strength. So I'm not expecting category 3 strength, but a model that I'm going to show you here in a second, it does actually take it up into category 3 strength. I'm going to show you a few models just to see how they play out. But most of the models are keeping it in category 1 and then starting to trend it back down to a tropical storm in about 96, 108 hours. So here's the forecast hours right at the bottom. So just give you a time period of when these will occur. So let's take a look at the spaghetti models. So the spaghetti models, our current system is right here just to the west of the Lesser Antilles. All the models are in agreement that it's going to push right through the Greater Antilles into Cuba, but this is when we start seeing our uncertainty. Is it going to go to the east of Florida? Is it going to go to the west of Florida? All an uncertainty that we will have to watch. Our official forecast cone does say it will go to the west of Florida, but it might cut inwards and actually ride the eastern coast right after that if it doesn't lose its strength. So right now, at about Wednesday at 2 p.m., it's saying it will be about a 45-mile-per-hour tropical storm. And then whenever it makes landfall in Florida, it's saying about 60 to 65 miles per hour. But this could be increased. We just have to watch it. It just all depends on the sea surface temperatures right here as we get closer to that landfall. So which is looking to be about sometime Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening. So keep it at Liam's Weather. Keep it here for the latest information. So here's one of our weaker models. This model is the HMON. It is saying that it's going to push through the Greater Antilles, but it's also going to gradually weaken. So once it pushes through Cuba, it's saying that's going to be a depression or something. And then whenever it pushes through Florida, it's saying it's going to be basically a remnant low, not really anything tropical, and then nothing much whenever we get here in our state. This is one of our stronger models. This is the one I was saying it will be about Category 3 strength. This is what this model is suggesting. So once it pushes through the Greater Antilles, pushing towards Cuba, right here, it's having it about a Category 3 storm. Then once it pushes through Cuba, loses some of its strength, about a Category 1 hurricane right here, regains some of its strength up to a Category 2, pushes through the Florida Panhandle and into Georgia at about a Category 1, Category 2 hurricane. That's what this model is suggesting. And then here's our GFS model. We've been watching this one very closely, and Liam wanted me to emphasize this model in particular. So this one has been one of our stronger models over time. So once it pushes through Cuba, the GFS is suggesting about a Category 2 storm. After it pushes through Cuba, it is saying that it's going to go right through south central Florida. And then once it pushes through there, it's going to ride up the west coast of Florida and then eventually push its way into Georgia and into South Carolina, the moisture. So I'm going to play this one more time just because you wanted me to emphasize this one. So once it pushes through the Greater Antilles and into Cuba, once again Category 2, about a Category 1 once it makes landfall, and then pushing north and towards Florida at about a Category 1, Category 2 storm once again, but it will continue to strengthen if it's on the west coast of Florida. Just because of those sea surface temperatures, it can wrap around that low pressure center. So that's something that we have to watch. And then one more model I want to show you is a Canadian model. This is the GEM model. So it's very pixelated. That's just how the model plays out. But once it pushes through, it's pushing through Cuba right here, but it's about Category 1 storm right now. Then it weakens it to about a tropical storm or tropical depression. And then basically a remnant low as it pushes back up, and then it regains its strength to tropical storm status as it rides the east coast. So a bunch of different uncertainties that we are seeing after it pushes through Cuba. So it's just something that we are going to have to watch. So let me make sure I'm not missing any comments here. So I don't think I'm missing any comments. So if you have any comments, just go ahead and leave them here. But I am going to switch to my desk cam in just a second, but I will go right back to a few of these models just to elaborate on them just a little bit more. So these are our closer models right here. So if I can get this one to play right here, here it comes about a Category 1, then it starts to weaken it as it moves over the ocean, which is interesting, which means that there's something that is blocking this storm from continuing to strengthen. So whether it be sea surface temperatures or whether it be wind shear, something is weakening the storm as it pushes through the ocean, right just to the south of Cuba. So if I can play this one more time, so here it comes, you see it weakening right here. Then once it gets closer to the Greater Antilles, continues to weaken, regains its strength briefly to about a tropical storm Category 1, pushes through Cuba, and Cuba just kills it. So that's just very interesting to me. Not saying that's how it's going to go, because you always want to follow the National Hurricane Center's official track, but that's what this model is suggesting one more time. Then this one, once again, our stronger model. So this one does say that it will continue to maintain its strength through the ocean, and then once it gets to the south of the Greater Antilles, starts to strengthen and continues to strengthen until it gets to Cuba. About a Category 3 storm right there pushing through Cuba. So that would be a major hurricane, because anything above 111 miles per hour for a hurricane is considered to be a major hurricane. So once again, the GFS, Liam wanted me to emphasize this a little bit more than the other models. As it pushes through, it not looking like much rotation, but the rotation is there, right there in the center. Then as it pushes through Cuba at about a Category 1 storm, pushes towards Florida, South Florida, and then rides the coast once it gets to South Florida. So the Coriolis force is what's causing this to curve up. That's what causes all the storms to curve to the north whenever it gets closer to the United States, because that Coriolis force drives it to the north. And then once again, the Canadian model, just showing this one more time, very pixelated, but it's something that we have to watch, because this one is actually taking it to the east coast. So this one actually has it going straight through the Greater Antilles and into parts of East Cuba, and then pushing through up the east coast, riding along the Bahamas, and then riding the coast of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and into North Carolina. And it will eventually push it on land in North Carolina, which will weaken it. So if any questions, go ahead and put them down. I will answer any questions that you have. And I'm going to switch to my desk cam here in a second. So go ahead and comment any questions that you might have.